Welcome to Oklahoma City Zoo. So we are right here on the map. It says you are here, and eventually there'll be something called an Africa Expedition, which you can get into from here, because this is where you are. So you would get into the Africa Expedition, but right now it's under construction. Ooh, do they have a book line? Tortoise. If this turtle will be way smaller. And it'll be it's a real tortoise. I mean, why do you think it has gates around it? I see its head moving. Literally just realized. It's a real tortoise.
To tell the difference between a tortoise and a turtle will have webbing between their toes and a tortoise won't.
We have a barn that acts as our petting zoo. You can go inside for no additional fee. And you can make friends with several goats and sheep named after various towns and cities of Oklahoma. We have our wallaby walkabout. A wallaby is considered a fun-sized kangaroo. I'm going to give you a little history about how our zoo got started. We originally began out at Wheeler Park in the year 1902. Wheeler Park is located just a tad bit south of Bricktown, close to where the river is. Currently where that Ferris wheel is that lights up at night. When we got started out at Wheeler Park, we only featured just one animal, and it wasn't a lion, it wasn't a tiger, and it wasn't a bear. It was, oh my, a white-tailed deer. It's not a very exciting animal to start off a zoo, being that they're so common out here in Oklahoma. But in the early 1900s, things were a little different for them back then. They were considered to be critically endangered, meaning that they were just only one more step away from facing extinction. Thankfully, due to the efforts of animal conservation, that is no longer an issue. They're a lot more common now than they were back then, but at the time when they were considered critically endangered, we are very grateful to have one. Fast forward a couple of years to 1904, we had quite a bit more animals, and that's when we received some special recognition from the local newspaper. They referred to us to the public as the Wheeler Park Zoo, in a way kind of making us an official zoo to the eyes of the public. If you know your state's history very well, then you know that we became an official zoo 3 years before Oklahoma achieved statehood. But sadly, being located by the river, originally we did have some flooding problems, and so to fix that we had to seek higher ground. Our search for higher ground led us out here at Lincoln Park in the 1920s. Once we got everything established over here in the 1920s, we renamed ourselves the Lincoln Park Zoo, and this is the spot where we have been in ever since. However, it wasn't until the 1960s that we officially renamed ourselves the Oklahoma City Zoo. As of now, we sit around 130 acres of land. We feature close to 1,000 animals. Of those thousands of animals, we represent close to 300 different species, and around a third of those are either considered to be endangered or critically endangered. As well as being an accredited zoo, we're also an accredited botanical garden where we feature a variety of beautiful plants and flowers. But I do politely ask that you please leave all the greenery as part of the scenery, as everything that does grow here has a special purpose here. Before we get moving though, please remain seated. Keep all arms, legs, hands, feet, knees, and elbows inside the tram. And if you have any emergency, you can wave your arm out here to signal to either myself or our safety rider, Lee. All the construction that you see to the left is for the future home of Expedition Africa. That's going to be about 12 acres of new habitat, such as an African savanna, a wetlands, and a rainforest. We'll be bringing in a variety of new animals as well, such as a honey badger, a monitor lizard, meerkat, and wildebeest. But I won't spoil everything just yet. I'll leave some part of it a surprise. We'll also be building a new giraffe barn to get a good look at the African savanna where the giraffes will be. And you'll be able to walk inside and see the giraffes all year round despite how the weather may be. At this time, the current completion date for Expedition Africa is set to be complete near the summer of 2023.
Part of our Expedition Africa project, where we are dedicating about 12 acres of land towards updating and upgrading our African animals' habitats, while also getting ready to get some new African animals here at our zoo, like wildebeest, ring-tailed lemurs, honey badgers, meerkats, naked mole rats, and so much more. We're also working on building some pretty cool new areas like a wetlands area, rainforest area, and savanna area for the animals to enjoy those environments, along with a brand new giraffe barn that will have an observation platform allowing you to look inside the barn. That way we can hang out with our giraffes all year long. We hope to have all of this completed by the summer of 2023, so we are getting very close now. While we finish getting updated here, make sure that you are staying updated with us by following us on our social media platforms of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even TikTok.
Over there to the right, you can find our dromedary camels. We have two of them. Their names are Bill and Fred. This is the Animal Nutrition Center.
Every single day. Each one of these animals has strict dietary needs, and they don't want to eat the same thing day in and day out. So it is a hefty task they have ahead of them, but I know they're doing a wonderful job. After all, I haven't heard any of the animals complaining.
To the left is the back side of our Joe Kirkpatrick Animal Hospital. This is actually a visitor-friendly facility. The main entrance is on the other side by our first stop where we just were. The main entrance leads you to our second floor. But from the second floor, you can look through the glass into our procedure rooms, and if there is any procedure, whether it be a routine checkup, a vaccination, or even something big like a surgery, you're more than welcome to watch either way. The orange building that you see to the left is our quarantine section. I know that quarantine sounds like it's a scary place, but I promise it's anything but scary. We don't keep things in there like zombies or velociraptors. The quarantine is reserved for animals that are new to our zoo. We let them stay in the quarantine for about a couple of months. We do that just to make sure they have plenty of time to adapt to their new surroundings. So you can see our two cheetah brothers. Their names are Boomer and Pistol Pete. Cheetahs are the fastest land mammals. They can reach speeds of close to 70 miles per hour, but they can only run at that speed for just a short amount of time. They use their tails to act as a rudder, like you would see on a boat or an airplane, to guide them as they go at those top speeds. And another fun fact is that cheetahs are the
Right over there, standing in the shade, is going to be Miss Kane. She's our 6-year-old female okapi. And then if you look inside the barn, there you'll see at least half of our 3-year-old male. His name is Bo. Now don't let their stripy legs fool you. They are not related to the zebra. In fact, their closest known living relative is actually going to be the giraffe. In the dense rainforest regions of the Congo, where they're native, they're even commonly referred to as forest giraffes.
You see over here is our great crowned cranes. The great crowned crane is the national bird of Uganda. They get their name because of the coloration of their feathers as well as the little feathery crown on top of their head. To the left is our adder gazelle. The adder gazelle is the largest species of gazelle, but it's the most endangered and just...
We are a herd of adder gazelle. We have 3 females named Fahima, Amaya, and Magpie, and 1 male named Archeron. They're going to be the largest and most endangered of the gazelle species, native to the northern desert regions of Africa, so they get most of the water they need from the vegetation they eat.
Wallaby Sanctuary, Asia. And we also have a matriarchy, or a family of females. You can find our 2 adults in there named Asha and Chandra, and Rex and Asha's 3 daughters, Akara, her little sister Kairavi, and their little sister named Rama, who was born almost 6 months ago. The average gestation or pregnancy for an Asian elephant is close to 22 months. We do have an elephant presentation on the weekends, and they start at 2 o'clock. You can find them at this pavilion right over here.
And you may have noticed that Rex was in that yard alone. The males of this species are solitary. They only meet up with females for mating purposes, whereas the females hang out in what's called a matriarchy or a family unit.
There is Rex. He is our eldest male or bull elephant. He's our only male and only elephant here that has ivory tusks. Our second male, named Kandala, he actually does not have ivory tusks, but that's common in his species of elephant, known as a Sri Lankan elephant, which is a subspecies of Asian elephant. He instead has ivory protrusions located underneath his trunk, known as tushes. This beautiful lady over here is Bamboo. She is our eldest female. She is here on retirement, here to spend her best days at the zoo.
We have our Indian rhino habitat, home to 2 adult females named Nikki and Shanti, along with Nikki's young daughter Yavi. She's currently 1, but she'll be celebrating her 2nd birthday in October. So if you'd like to come back on by and celebrate that with us, I'm sure she would appreciate it. Indian rhinos only have 1 horn, so they're also known as the greater one-horned rhino, and they have the cool scientific name of Rhinoceros unicornus. In the past, there were around 100 different species of rhinos, but now, unfortunately, we are down to 5, 3 of which are considered vulnerable, and 2 of which are considered critically endangered.
Over there on the left is the Lotus Pavilion. It's a great place to go and grab a bite to eat. It serves a variety of American and Asian food. Also has some ice-cold drinks and snacks, like ice cream and such. for all you art lovers, we have a program that's called Art Gone Wild, where we have various paintings that were done by several of our animals made with 100% safe paint. Starting price for those is around $35. You can find them in guest services along with information regarding which animal painted which canvas. It'd be a great gift, great souvenir, great decor for your home, and all the while you'll be helping animal conservation. Just last year, despite everything going on in the world, we managed to raise at least $160,000 in donations.